Hill's White House columnist NIALL STANAGE joining me now. NIALL, President Zelenskyy basically calling President Biden out there in English, switching to English for that last very powerful message at the end of his speech. What do you think is the U.S.'s response to that? Be not just the leader of your country, be the leader of the world.
So in a direct sense, Adrienne, obviously President Biden is going to speak in a few hours' time where he's expected to announce more aid to Ukraine. But the point that you raise or that you pick up on President Zelensky's speech is a really important one. This sense that many Americans, of course, are wedded to, of the United States as leader of the free world. That's what President Zelenskyy was really appealing to there, demanding or requesting that the United States keep and maintain that position and give him more aid. In that sense, an emotive call, obviously, one that will make the White House slightly uncomfortable in some ways, I think.
Well, and it's uncomfortable to watch that video as much as it's compelling. Death and destruction and chaos and just so much sorrow. But with how rare and historic this message was to Congress, I mean, really one of the few times in history it's ever happened, and with him being so impassioned, could it do anything to affect change with what members of Congress might have thought was completely off the table?
I'm not sure that it will change in the sense of a no-fly zone. There seems to be a pretty broad consensus against that. But his words and the video you mentioned give such emotional force to his argument. I think that's the important thing. And while, of course, his audience in that room was Congress, he is also well aware that he's speaking to the broader, wider audience of the American people. And remember, from his perspective, he needs the American public to stay engaged. He needs the American public to be willing to pay some economic price in terms of the effects of sanctions and all of that. So I thought it was a very effective address in that way.
Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to click on the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.